Has being grounded ever saved a life? I'd become such an expert at skipping class in ninth grade that when my crush asked me to meet her at her house before her parents came home one day, I knew I had to make it happen. I had it all perfectly planned and checked my phone one more time. 1:12 p.m., third period, perfect timing. The hall monitor always took his bathroom break at 1:10, giving me a solid 4-minute window. I slipped out of study hall, walked confidently past the empty security desk like I belonged there, and pushed through the side exit by the gym that had a broken alarm sensor. Her parents didn't get home until 6, so I was hyped. I had to stop at my house to make sure I smelled good. But as soon as I walked through the front door, it happened. My mom was sitting right there. She should have been at work until 5. My grades were open on her laptop, and she was waiting for me to come home. Going somewhere? She said. I tried to make an excuse and say class was canceled, but it was too late. She was pissed. She knew I was going to Kira's house, so to finally teach me a lesson, she actually picked up her phone and called Kira's parents right in front of me. Your daughter is no longer welcome around Chris. They've been skipping school together and his future is at stake. I wanted to die from embarrassment, but that wasn't even the worst part of what was coming. Thursday morning, Mom drove me to school herself and waited until I walked inside the building, but I started to notice something wasn't right at school either. Kira wasn't anywhere to be seen, and I couldn't find her anywhere. Then I heard from one of her friends. She said, Kira doesn't want to be seen with you. Your mom told her all about how you're seeing other girls. I couldn't believe it. I kept messaging her, begging her to meet me after school and tell her it wasn't true, but she left me on read. That afternoon, I saw her in the hallway between classes and tried to talk to her, but she just looked at me with tears in her eyes and walked away. Her friends formed a wall around her like bodyguards. I was heartbroken and knew my mom only cared about one thing. Friday morning came and I hadn't slept at all. Mom had taken everything, my phone, my freedom, and now she'd poisoned Kira's parents against me. Walking to school for my history final, I couldn't stop thinking about how mad I was. I sat in the classroom, staring at the test paper in front of me, but all I could think about was Kira. My mom had taken everything from me, my phone, my freedom, and now the one person who actually made me happy. I kept replaying that look in Kira's eyes when she walked away from me in the hallway, tears streaming down her face. 20 minutes into the test, I made a decision. Screw this. Screw my mom's obsession with grades and control. I was going to her house to fix this. I walked out of the classroom, ignoring my teacher calling after me, and headed straight for the exit. The 3-mile walk to Kira's neighborhood gave me time to plan what I'd say. I was going to tell her I loved her for the first time, but when I got to her house, she didn't come to the door. Her dog was barking from inside, not stopping. I knocked, called out, but got no answer. I pushed the door open, looking for her. I followed the barking to Kira's room and was horrified with what I saw. I found her on the floor, her whole body convulsing violently. She was having a seizure. I'd never seen one before, but I knew enough to know this was bad, really bad. I dropped to my knees beside her, my hands shaking as I called 911. My girlfriend is having a seizure, I told them. I don't know what to do. She's shaking and there's foam, and I think she hit her head. Please hurry. After what felt like hours, but was probably 15 minutes, they rushed inside ready to save her. There wasn't enough time, so they had to try and stabilize her right there on her bedroom floor. Oxygen mask, IVs, the whole setup. They were desperately trying to save her life until she finally started breathing. That's when we heard multiple cars pulling up outside. It was her parents. Kira's parents rushed upstairs to find their daughter on a stretcher, finally stable but barely conscious. Her mom collapsed beside her, sobbing for them to save her baby. We helped her carry the stretcher to the ambulance, and they rushed her to the hospital. But before her parents left, they told her how much of a hero I was. They told them all about how if I hadn't been there, they wouldn't have saved their daughter in time. But then, another car arrived. It was my mom's. I saw her step outside, furious after hearing I skipped my test. You left without even trying? She was about to rip into me, but then noticed Kira's parents teary-eyed. She stopped, and they explained everything. How if I hadn't skipped that test, they'd no longer have a daughter. My mom didn't know what to say. We found out at the hospital she survived, but I still failed the class. My mom ungrounded me after that.